We have a special guest here, man. My brother, Mr. H-Town, Mr. 4.2. Um, the only dude I know that went from D3 to D1, my boy, Josh Simmons, man. Welcome to the pod, brother. There you go. We in here. What's good, bro?
You good, bro?
Yeah, man. So I got the pod going. So the first thing I want to say before we get started, I know I got something for you, man. I know I'm supposed to been sent it to you.
Oh, yeah, I need that for
I
sure.
got it, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm tomorrow Saturday.
Mm.
So I went and got my boy jersey, man. So I just had to, show him. I ain't bluffing it. I got it.
Oh,
This the
man, I
real
already
thing,
know
man. So I got it for him. So hey, this is a sports family, you know, podcast. I just want get into your origin story, let the people
hmm
know. This pod is. I want real people. We listen to athletes all the time. I want some real dogs. I know for sure. I know we played together. You my little bro. So I just want to get into your history. What's your background? Where you from? Like, let's get it cracking. So, where we at with it?
so basically, I know the first question was, you put Yates 2013, huh?
Yeah. That's where you from. Where you from? Tell me where you from,
Yeah.
man. What city you from? How was your childhood? All that.
Shit, I'm from Houston, Texas. Childhood was good. I grew up all women on both sides, so my mama and my daddy's side. So if you see me in my pictures when I throw up the H and the 4, it's H Town and Smoke Town. So shout out Smoke Town as well too. So that's known as Tisby, Texas. But like I said, I grew up. Basically, I was the only boy in the house until my little brother came or whatever. And then basically, in immediate household on both sides, I'm the oldest boy, so it's a lot more expected out of me and all that and everything. So it was cool growing up. You got to deal with a lot of stuff that women deal with, but
Right.
besides that, yeah, everything was cool growing up. I'm real close to all my family and everything. I don't want to make it too long and drag it along or anything like that.
No, that's real. Nah. So growing up with all like females, like how was that? Like, I feel you because I lived with my grandparents and I was by myself, so it was just them two. But I had like a lot of cousins and stuff. Did you have any like male cousins, that was around or close friends?
Oh yeah, I got my cousin Lynn, my cousin DJ. I always used to go to their house when I was young and all that. Me and my little brother go over to my Aunt Faye house or my cousin Sean and Pam house, and we just kick it with each other over there and stuff like that. But most of us, we all the cousins, we grew up together. So my mama's side and my daddy's side, so it was a tight family on both sides. So I'm real close with all my cousins and everything.
Yeah, that's for sure. Back. Let's just get into the sport. That's what we here for. So who was the first person to put the ball in your hand? I know Texas, y'all take football serious down there. I know that. I
Oh
know,
yeah,
cause
big facts.
yeah, like it's football or nothing down there. It's starting to become. Hey, it's starting to become a basketball state. But I know y'all got them dogs down there. So I just want to know like who was the first one to put the ball in your hand.
Well, actually, my cousin Sean and Pam, they called my mama when I was younger. I was like 4 years old at the time because they was getting my cousin Lance and Sydney in the football and cheerleading. So they called my mama and say, "Oh, you want to put?" They called my mama and my auntie to put me and my cousin Daisy in football and cheerleading on the same team. And so basically from there, it really just took off because really like my dad's side is more the athletic side. My aunt, she was a all-state player in basketball at Silsby High School. My uncle, he played at Silsby, played at Grambling, and he also played. He got drafted by the Detroit Lions. His son played at Notre Dame, and he got drafted by the Ravens, and he also got one of the highest verticals ever for a receiver at the combine for his height. And his son plays for the Pistons right now. My little cousin Jaden Ivey.
Oh, that's your
So
cousin.
really, like my daddy's side is really more the sports side and everything. But after my first year in football, I played O line. Like I was scary as hell. I didn't want to run the ball, do none of that.
Hold up, hold up,
So
hold up, hold up. You played on the offensive line.
I started off at running back, like I was doing good in practice, but we got in the game. Nah, that wasn't it. The boy was big as hell.
I would have never thought that. So you said, so let's rewind. You said, so it seemed like your lineage is like crazy. So it's not surprising, all the things you accomplished
hmm
and all that. So like, did you play like park board? Like, how was like the city football down there in Texas? I know like in Minneapolis, like, we had the city league, we had the suburban
hmm
league. I'm sure y'all got the same thing, but like, what's the difference? And like how was it? Was it some dogs you ran through? When you was down there? I mean, when you was playing in there? Like, tell me about that.
Basically, so like Texas is a big state, so it's Little League football everywhere. We got Pop Warner, we got the league I played in at first was the Fort Bend U Football League with the Southwest Steelers. I got to play against the Harrison twins, Andrew and Aaron Harrison. They played for the Pecan Grove Gators, so
Facts.
that was always a tough game. I never beat them though, but I'm still pissed about that.
The Harrison twins that went to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they was playing football.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, they was dog walking you, boy. It was there was some grown men when they was in high school.
Nah, them boys they were big as hell in elementary too. So yeah.
Dang, that's crazy. So like, when did you start? Like, when did you like start figuring it out? Like, was it like towards the end of like your middle school? Like, I know, like obviously you know you a speed guy. So like, when did you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, I got wheels. You know, like when did you know?
I mean, basically, like, so really, that next year, like, my mama, she started going outside with me. I told her I wanted to play quarterback. She was pregnant with my little brother at the time, too. So she'll go out there and throw the ball around me, all that. And then, shit, just get in the game. I just fell in love with the game after that first year. Like, I just wanted to be better. I didn't want to be embarrassed and playing on the old line again. I'm only probably like 70 pounds at the time and stuff, getting ran through on the old line.
Not in
But
Texas, bro. Come on now.
but yeah,
That's what's up.
literally that next year, like it just I fell in love with the game. I fell in love with the work, and then I had a good coach. My goddad was my coach, so it kind of helped me evolve and all that. Even though me and him don't speak no more right now, but like it still it he brought the dog out of me. Like he brought it out of me. Like nobody else knew how to get it out of me. He knew how to get it out of me, and I just turned to a dog after that.
That's real. So then after that, you go to Yates High School. It couldn't have been any other school you could have went to. Like, was that just your city school, like your home school, or what made
No,
you go
actually,
there?
I was on the Madison where Vince Young went to school at because I went to middle school in Hearn Clark where Madison is. I went to Dick Dollar Middle School, but uh, everybody in my family went to Yates. So my mama went to Yates, my grandma went to Yates, her brother went to Yates. Well, all four of her brothers went to Yates. So it really was mostly like a family thing. My mama let me make my own decision on that as well too. And then it was really the best decision I could have made. I met my brothers there, like my day ones. We've been kicking it ever since.
Mhm.
Um, I just met a whole bunch of good people, and then all the people like going to Yates, it taught me like a lot of different things. I've seen a lot of different stuff, not no bad stuff, but it opened up my eyes to the way to like where it really is and all that stuff. So I got to it basically just gave me experience in the world early on.
No. So when you got to Yates, was you on varsity right away, or did you play freshman? Like
Oh yeah, I played freshman, so like I didn't
you
know
was
about the
going crazy,
speed.
wasn't you?
So I didn't know about like the summer workouts for high school. Like I said, so, like my mama and them, like they're not really big on football. So we was in church all the time. It was like so we went to I went up to the school on a Saturday. We had just got out of like something for church. So I'm in there, church clothes. This when I still wore glasses and everything too. So I get there like my boy Z Man, he a rapper too. His name's Thunder Bam. But he first time he seen me, he was like, man, what the hell, little Urkel doing in here?
Hey, all my life, that's what you look like when I first saw you. But we gonna get into that. We gonna get into that.
but, well, then they was like, man, what Urkel doing in here? But then, like, once I got on the field, like, started running routes and moving around and stuff, they were like, oh, okay, he actually can play a little bit. Like, he just ain't out here just to be out here and stuff like that. But yeah, my freshman, I played freshman. Started off at receiver. Then I switched to quarterback like midway through the season or whatever. I played cornerback too, but yeah, I switched to quarterback and shit just took off and stayed at quarterback really the whole time. And then my 10th grade year, that's when I got moved to varsity. I was supposed to be the backup quarterback the first game, but I started quarterback broke his hand, so they threw me in the 5-14. We playing Booker
Man,
T.
wait, you was starting as a sophomore?
Yeah.
Oh man.
So you already know how that goes. So then, like,
Right.
our school known for football. So like back when my mom was in school, they went to state in '85, and that's all they talk about. Oh, we did this in '85. We did this. We did that.
Right. Right.
So like the fans, like, they expect you to be just like the team from '85. So if you start off bad, yeah, they on your ass for sure.
Dang, so how was that like starting as a sophomore? Like I know when you got to that line, you seen them big dudes, but I know you were scared. So like, tell me a moment, like tell me like your a moment where you was just like, oh, I'm in deep shit, like something happened. Like, tell me a moment you had that first year, man.
Really, basically, so like, moment. I think we ran. It was a play call. We had a play call 50 curl. I dropped back. Shit, I think one of the linemen whiffed on the block. And I seen him coming. I was like, oh shit. And then the DN that was coming was committed to Mizzou. I was like,
Mm,
oh shit. So I had to go and get up out of there on his ass. But the play ended up getting called back. So
yeah.
I mean, I still made a hell of a play, but I ended up getting benched that game too.
Oh, he was terrible. So your junior year, how was your season? Like, how did y'all do? Like, did y'all make the playoffs? I know, like for Minnesota, everybody makes the playoffs, which is trash. You know what I'm saying?
hmm
You know, people could really do that Cinderella stuff. What's the difference between Texas? Like, do everybody make the playoffs, or do you got to like qualify to make the playoffs? How does that work?
Oh no, it's cutthroat. You got to qualify to make the playoffs. So you got to win a certain amount of games in your district, and then you're going to by district for the first round of the playoffs, and then area for the second round. And I say we usually lost in the. I know my 9th, 10th, 11th grade year we lost in the second round. My senior we lost in the first round. Stafford.
Yes. Okay. You ran track too as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you was dominating, wasn't you?
No, not really. We went to state in because it's a like you said, it's Texas. Everybody's
Texas,
Texas fans
everybody.
too. But I went to state. I had a chance to go to state twice. We ran at University of Texas in Austin, so that was a good experience. My 10th grade year, I went on the 4x1 team as an alternate, and then my senior year, we made it back to state on the 4x1 as well. So that was a good experience as a whole.
So, so your senior year gets here. You said y'all lost in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, I know for a fact you probably like a $145, $150. So like
And
how
you're probably about 145. Yeah.
yeah, so like, you know, obviously your junior year, that's when recruiting starts. Like was there what schools was looking at you at that time and did you have any interest? Like
Nah, I had no interest. So my junior year, I started at cornerback most of the year. So I didn't really get to play receiver or play quarterback most of that time. So yeah, so I had to go on defense and get what I could on defense or whatever. And then my senior year, that's when I really played quarterback for the whole season. So like I still didn't have no offers. Nobody wanted a 5'10" quarterback that was 145 pounds. So
right. Yeah. So what made you so you go to Saint Scholastica. So I remember when you first came on a visit, I know you were cold as hell with that
hell,
big jacket on. I seen this dude and like, oh yeah, let's just get Josh. He from Texas. This boy had them bifocals on. I'm looking like. Then I seen your highlight tape. I was like, yeah, buddy, nice. So then,
man.
you know, like, so I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, okay, he ain't coming up here, man. So then you end up coming.
Mhm.
So what was your decision? Are you like really coming? Was that like just your last resort? You just coming to make a name for yourself, or what you think?
I know I didn't have any offers, and then so I looked at it as I ain't want mama to have to pay that much money out of pocket as well either. And then Coach Carlson called me personally. Like I didn't know anything about Saint Scholastica. I didn't know what the hell Duluth, Minnesota was, none of that. So like he just called me out of the blue one day. And he was like, yeah, like you know how you talking to like, how you doing? It's Josh Simmons, it's Coach Carlson or whatever like that. And then he was like, yeah, we're gonna get you on the flight, get you up here on the visit and all that, get you with the team and let you see everybody on the team and all that. Like he even told me like it was gonna be a different culture than what I was used to. You know, I'm coming from Yates, everybody at the school is black. So
Right.
getting up there was a big culture shock or whatever. But when I got up there on my visit, that snow was crazy though. Like
It
I
was
never
crazy.
seen it like that before.
Bro, it probably was negative degrees up there when you came up
Yeah, it
there,
was
bro.
like -6 when I got there that day.
I know you went home clowning like, man, it's too cold up here.
But nah, when I got there though, like Carson picked me up from the airport. He took me to go eat at the I forget the name of the restaurant. It's like one of the popular restaurants down there, Black Bear or something like that.
Oh yeah, he probably took you to like the Black Bear Casino and something like that. Yeah,
Yeah, so that food in there was good. So it was better than TDR for sure.
for sure, for sure. So, Yeah, you get up there my senior year, you get to camp. What did you think? Like, what did you think of the players? Obviously, it's different. Like you said, you coming from Texas, predominantly black, and you come up there, and your whole team is 99% white, and then you got a couple black kids on the team. I'm injured at the
Mhm.
time, so it's just like you just like I'm like how was that transition?
I mean, basically, I just felt I just had to go out there and like show them like, I'm from Texas, like this is what we do. Like ain't nothing sweet out here. Like I'm coming up here to play. I'm not coming up here to sit on the bench or play behind anybody like that. So I'm coming to play. Like so, I just went in there every day and just wanted to be better, even though like his little bumps in the roads here and there. Like I know you remember some of it that happened at practice or whatever, but
Yeah. Oh man, so I guess I will ask you, when you got to your first game, your first college game, how did that feel? And what was like the first thing you remember? Because we went to Washington.
yeah.
Yeah, we got on a plane.
No,
We
man.
went to Washington. So your
I was
first
about to say the
collegiate
first thing I remember though was some cookies at the hotel. The cookies was fire.
spot. So you get out there, we play against for a game. But I was like crying in the locker room because like I'm sick, I can't play, bro. I'm a
Mm-hmm.
starter. Like I was starting my whole career. And we get out there, boy, and we got scraped. Them boys whooped us like 28-10,
Oh
something
man.
crazy. But what I do remember is when we went to Subway and we went to like some panda spot and we just sitting
Mm-hmm.
taking pictures and stuff. Like, I still, that was funny. Like, that was cool, man. So even like so throughout the season, obviously, at first, you had your plays or whatever, you designed plays or whatever. What was the game that you thought was your breakout game? Because I got it on there. I know what game. I was just like, oh yeah, like he don't need to be here at all. It was. I already knew from the jump. Like the first practice, I was just like, yeah, he don't need to be here. Like this is not for him. But what was the game? One two-part question. What was the game that you was like, yeah, I'm getting up out of here? And then the two was a game where he's like, man, hey, these dudes kind of decent.
Well, for the second part of the question, when I like the team that we played that was kind of decent, really was when we got to the first round of the playoffs and we played Bethel, right?
Oh man,
Yeah. And
they
I be
beat
telling
us.
my boys about that. I be like, yeah, I was the last game to play in the Metrodome, but we got drove in
Oh, they beat us 70-14, boy. And the funny part about that, this dude Josh, like me, we always take pictures. I don't know why. It's 1,000 pictures floating around that I
Oh
cannot
man.
find. We lose 70-14. I'm over here talking to my family. I'm a senior. This dude Josh walked past. He was like, "Hey, he trying to take a picture of everything." But no, they was real though. Like Belter, they was like the number 2 team in the country.
Mm-hmm.
And like talk about this. Like some people like obviously D1 and D3 is different, but D3 definitely has some dogs, and they definitely have some teams that's like that. Because you gotta think, if you're not going D1 and you borderline D1, you either gonna go to a D2 or D3. So just
Mm-hmm.
like talk about that real quick. And
Are you
they
talking about
smacked
the
them.
teams we played against or?
No, no, just talk about Bethel. Don't talk about the teams we play
Oh,
against.
okay,
'Cause
okay.
our conference was trash.
Well, I say, nah, Bethel, I ain't gonna lie, we got out there, them niggas was big as hell, but it was like, you gotta go out here and play. Like, I'm used to always being the smallest person out there on the field anyway, so that's never really been a factor. Just like certain situations I was put in when we were playing Bethel, like, I don't think, like, I don't wish that upon anybody. So,
Yeah, they was swarming.
cause it's like when
Yeah.
they like threw that swing out the backfield, like the whole defense switched to already shifting to the side that I was already on the back because they knew the ball about to get thrown to me.
Man. So hey, that's crazy. So the game I remember the one game we played against Westminster and you ran it back. And I think that was
Mm-hmm.
the first game your mom came to
Yep, she
see
drove
you
all the way from Texas.
and they called it back. Boy, I just you was salty. You was
Well, I
salty,
said, he got
wasn't you?
called back because of Carlson, though.
Why?
They said he got the rough way when he running down the sideline.
Oh
That's what somebody told me. I don't know if that was true or not, though.
that's crazy, man. That's crazy. So we finished out the season. And even let's just rewind back. Like, so when you was up there, obviously you had me, but you also had two other dudes you was close with. Let's talk
Mm-hmm.
about it. Harry and Shannon. Like, just talk about briefly, like how them dudes mean, what them dudes mean to you, and like How was it like, being up there with them? Because like you said, bro, you from Texas, you ain't got nobody, but you
Mm-hmm.
had obviously you had me, you had Harry, you had Shannon. So let's talk about that. And we ain't gonna really talk, but we let's just
Nah,
talk about
yeah.
some funny stuff we did. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, but they're my boys for sure though. Like, so coming from Texas, they from Alabama, so they already know how it is down south, and especially like us coming up there seeing that snow for the first time too. I remember the first snow day we had. We all went outside and we had the lunch trays from GDO. We were sliding down the snowbanks until the day had piled up or whatever.
Yeah,
So
man.
just being around them, like it made the transition easier, like you said. So we are freshmen in summers at the same time, and you way in the back of campus and stuff. So it was just good, like seeing other people that look like me and stuff. Really.
No, for sure. So we end the season, and Coach Carlson ends up retiring. But I know you already made it in your mind, like I'm gone.
Oh
Like,
yeah, Coach Carson came in there and told us that meeting. He said I'm retiring. He gave me the green light right there.
yeah. So
Like,
what
I
was
gotta
your
go do something. I gotta go do something better because I know I'm better than this. Not to downplay anything or anybody up there. Anything. Just say I know I was better than what I was playing in at the time.
nah fact, bro? You was better. Not you trying to be funny. Like I already saw it. I was just like, yeah. Because even when I came back, I was injured, but I'm looking like, yeah, he's different, So like, man, like and I know like, so you end up transferring, like you going to a JUCO, is it Navarro, right?
hmm
So you end up going there. Like, what could have been any other school, or you just wanted to be close to the crib?
Definitely wanted to be closer to the crib, so my mom and them didn't have to drive as far as they did to come watch me play. Because it was her, my grandma, and my little brother. But my grandma not driving on the road. Obviously, my little brother was still in middle school at the time, so
Right.
he was young. He definitely couldn't drive. So my mama had to make that 26-hour drive by herself up there, basically. So it was basically going home, being close, just so they wouldn't have, just so they could be comfortable too. And then my boy Paul, he was talking to the coaches at Navarro. He was already there, so that's how I ended up going there as well. Then went today. So the week I came home from Saint Scholastica, I trained that whole week, and then I had to go to they tried that Saturday, and then I ran 4.27 that they tried there. And then after that, the coach ended up putting me on the team, but he didn't know at the time that I was transferring in. He thought I was coming out of high school, Coach Maple, a head coach. So I had to end up walking on just because of the transfer rules or whatever. And then at the camp, I ended up getting some scholarships. So JUCO, you don't get a full scholarship or whatever, depending on who you are. But he ended up giving me some money, so it paid for my books or whatever. So I just took that and just kept going and getting better and better. And like going into the season with them, like nobody knew I couldn't see. So it's so I'm out there really playing blind. So it's like our third game of the year. Our first two games were in the daytime. Our third game of the year was at nighttime. So nighttime, my eyes get bad. So we in the game. It's raining too. We playing Trinity Valley. I'm on our sideline, the coach doing the signal. I can't even see the signal, and I'm on our sideline standing right next to the coach or whatever. And then, but they told me what the play was, so I ended up running my curve, but I couldn't see the ball when he threw it, so I ended up dropping that. And then we got further down the red zone, and then the coach called the signal. I couldn't see it, so I just ran a go route, just got out the way, but then ended up running the wrong route, and we had to end up kicking a field goal. So the coach chewed me out on the sideline for sure, but he still never knew I couldn't see. Like, no, even my coaches at PV didn't even know I couldn't see until like we got in the spring of my junior year. So
So you telling me you couldn't see when you was at St. Scholastica and you
I
was
couldn't
doing?
see it at all, bro. Like even when I played quarterback in high school, so my brother Arthur, he was a running back. So our coach used to put black tape around his fingers so I could see the signal on the sideline. But one game the first time he did it, he put white tape around his fingers and he put his hands up in the light and I couldn't even see the signal. So my brother had to tell me the signal. I'll be like, oh, what the signal say? He'll show me the signal. I call the play right there. We get on the line. We still running hurry up too. So it
This
all
dude,
worked out at the
this dude was playing football blind his whole life.
end.
I never knew that. I knew you wore them glasses, brother. I didn't know
Mhm.
like. So you never wanted to get contacts or nothing?
I couldn't put them in, so like I hate when objects get close to my eyes. Like I can't really even put eye drops in my eyes either.
That's
So I tried to do
crazy.
that. My little brother was there when I tried to put my contacts in too. I think he was like probably 6 or 7 at the time. He went to the table and put them right in. It took me like 20 minutes to even try to put one in.
That's crazy. So you stayed in Navarro just for the year. I remember you telling me you had to take 20 credits,
No, I took 30 hours in one semester.
30 hours in one
Yeah.
semester. How did you do that?
So I came back home after my first semester after the football season was over at Navarro. So I came back home. I still was on online classes at Navarro, but then I also was taking classes at HCC as well too. So that was now that whole semester was pretty hectic because I was trying to just I know I messed up like my GPA after I left Scholastica obviously was low, but I got to Navarro, fixed that or whatever, but trying to just catch up so I can graduate on time and get out. But I missed it by one class, so I lost a couple offers off that. But PV stayed with their offer, so I was
What
grateful for that.
right? What other schools could it what other schools could it have been if you would have had your GPA up?
Middle Tennessee, McNeese, Iowa State, and then
Iowa State?
yeah, like they was asking about me, but then like they seen my transcript was like I ain't gonna graduate on time, so like so that's just all ceased right there. So
Right. And then Praire View. So you get to Praire View. How was that? I know you went there. Your brother Arthur was there, so that was a no
hmm
brainer, right? Yeah.
yeah, that was that was a no brainer for sure. So like even when I came home for that semester, I was already going up to PV and stuff and all that. So like I was getting to meet the coaches and all that as well too. And then like actually they really so the coaching staff that was there before got fired and they was recruiting me out of Navarro. So I was going up there, met Coach Simmons and all and the coaching staff or whatever. End up getting they still end up signing me or whatever, even though I graduated a month late. And my boy, he stayed on him. Coach Black, he with the Falcons right now. He stayed on them as well too. So I appreciate them for sure.
Dang. So you go from San Scholastica, Division 3,
Mm-hmm.
Navarro Community College, which is a junior college. Then you go to Division 1 with FCS Praire View A&M University.
Mm-hmm.
So when you got there, it was it a culture shock or was you felt right at home?
No, I wasn't a coaching stock. Like I said, I was going up there that whole spring semester when I was taking them 30 credits. So I was already meeting the team, meeting the players, and it basically felt like just a bigger Yates at that point. So it really felt at home.
Yeah. So how was that though? Like just going from like what's the comparison from like the Division 3 to the Division 1? Obviously the resources, but like talk about like the skills and the players and stuff like that. Like who did you? Was it anybody in that conference you played against that was just like, oh yeah, he like that? Any dudes that you played with that's like in the league?
Two dudes I played on the team with, Kadara Hodge and Quentin Bell. They both in the league right now. Red Kadara Hodge, he played for the Falcons. He the one that had the that walk off touchdown that 1 week, number 12.
Yep, yep.
And my boy Q, he played for the Dolphins. He actually was drafted by the Raiders in the 7th round. And so like he was like one of the they was like they had to stump the truck or whatever. They didn't have highlights of people during the NFL draft. He was one of the players that was stump the truck. But two of them they definitely was like that. And Q actually played receiver while I was at PV. So and he ended up switching to DN and getting drafted as a DN.
Receiver to DN.
But he's 6'4", 245, run 4.3. You jump out the gym, bench press the house, everything.
Man, so you playing in that conference. Your first year there, you get newcomer of the year. How was that?
hmm
He was killing.
I mean, honestly, I really wasn't even expecting it. I didn't even know they even had an award called Newcomer of the Year. So when I got announced as Newcomer of the Year, like I was in shock, but like it made me want to work harder because now I want to get all SWAC honors. I want to get all American and stuff like that as well too. And then I know obviously I went to JUCO, so I only got one more year to play. So and then my cousin is the the single season leader at yards as a receiver. So that was in my mind too. Yeah, I want to break his record. I always talk to him about that as well too.
But
So it just after that award, it woke me up and it just made me go even harder.
yeah, so you're in the SWAC. So you playing
Mm-hmm.
against like Jackson State, Grambling,
Yep.
Alabama A&M.
Mm-hmm. Alabama A&M actually was my first touchdown too.
For real? Tell me about
Mm-hmm.
that.
So we was in Alabama A&M in Huntsville. Uh, got there. Locker room was terrible. I ain't gonna even lie. That shit was bad. But besides that, like the game was good or whatever. I still remember the place to this day. We called scissors. So basically, I had the post and the inside receiver had the corner, but they was in cover four. So in cover four you always throw the post or whatever. So
Right.
Trey Green seen it before the play. He looked at me and said it was touchdown once he threw it. So
Dang. That's what's up, the swag. So was it swag? Was it as like I don't know. I feel like now, with Deion Sanders and like all these, NFL legends going back to coach at the swag,
hmm
do you think it was as popular when you was there and as it is now, or is there any like comparison to that?
Nah,
'Cause
Coach Prime definitely brought a whole different ball game to swag. Like he brought a whole new attention to the swag. The attention that he brought for the swag, like him, Shador, Travis, and all of them is great because that's what we were lacking. Like it's so many ballers in the swag that could have been in the league or whatever, but never got the chance because nobody knew or nobody seen them play or whatever like that. So it's great that he brought that attention to the swag.
okay, yeah. So did you play against Florida A&M too?
No, when I was at PV, 2017 was my last year. They still was in the MEAC conference. They didn't
Mhm.
switch to the SWAC uh until COVID. I think I want to say I'm not really too sure, but
But
Coach
you
Simmons
played
ended up going over there anyway too. So,
right. But you played against like Alcorn and stuff
hmm
like that. Okay, cool, cool. I get it. So your senior year come, it's your last hoorah. Obviously, me and you talk. We talk. We ain't never lost contact. I know you trying to go to the league.
big facts.
You know what I'm saying? So like, tell me about that season. Like what went down your senior year? How was it? Like, how did y'all fare out that year?
We finished the season out 7-4. Like I played with a great group of men for sure. Like all of them, like I still call them brothers till this day. Um, we all keep up with each other, everything like that. So that was just a great group, but we fell short of what we wanted to accomplish. We wanted to win SWAC and all that, but obviously we lost to Grambling and Southern that year, so that dropped us out of the race for SWAC because at the time the SWAC West was the hard side of the conference and the East wasn't that good, but now it's the total opposite now. So, but yeah, that year really didn't go like I wanted it to go. Like I said before, I was trying to break my cousin's record, fell short of that. Then really didn't get the targets that I wanted because the quarterback couldn't give me the ball. Like you go back and watch the film, you can see what I'm talking about on film, and you can even add Coach Simmons. He'll tell you that himself. He told my God that because him and my God are from the same town, so I didn't find that out till my senior year too, so that kind of helped me out in the end as well. But like they talk, he tell me everything he see. He just like quarterback couldn't give me the ball, like, but that couldn't deter me from still being a team player, still doing what I needed to do. Like I had to still go out there and block, still do my assignments, just so I wouldn't get nobody else hurt or whatever. So I just had to suck that up and just go out there and just do my job every time I got to strap them on.
No, I feel that. So, the season's over with. You have your pro day, and you ran a 4.240. That boy was on ESPN. Well, I called that boy John. I'm like, what the? You got a 4.2? He was like, hell yeah. I'm like, but you said it just like that. Hell yeah. I'm looking like, what? So like, tell me about that. Like, I know like once that happened, like you started getting a lot of buzz, and like, and I know they was on you after that. Like, so tell me that process. Like the day of the combine, like what happened, like, and what attention you was getting right after that.
I ain't actually so like the day our pro day, we had our pro day the same day as Texas A&M. So like they had theirs that morning, we didn't have ours was like till 12 o'clock that afternoon. So really, it was only four scouts that showed up at the Texas A&M pro day because they said they fed them take steak dinners or whatever after the pro day. So all the scouts that were supposed to come didn't even end up showing up, and then it was 23 of us that were doing pro day, but like they told us right before it's like, all right, we're gonna do y'all verticals, and then we're gonna go outside and run the 40, and then we're gonna decide who we want to keep after that or whatever. So we did our vertical. I ain't jumping out the gym like that, but I can get up though.
Right.
But so we did that. I ended up jumping like a 33, and then we go outside do the 40. The first one we ran Mr. Peterson, I get to him later, but Mr. Peterson, he was a part of the NFLPA at the time. He was watching us, like, make sure we ain't get no rolling start at the 40 or whatever. So my first one, he called me back. I was like, he messing with me now. I know I ain't rolled out of that one. Now I got out of that one real good. So we came back on the had to rerun that one over. I ran that one good. Like people was telling me, oh, they got me at 4.3, but then they were saying like the scout got me at 4.5. I was like, bro, like that don't even compare. Like, so we came back. I ran the next one. Then like I felt that 4.2 in that one because I just ran 4.35 on the laser like the week before. That second 40, I felt the 4.25 on there. I was like, yeah, that was it right there. But then I came back, they was like, nah, you ran 4.5 again. I was like, what? Like that don't even make sense. For like everybody out here seeing me run 4.2, and then they even had their clocks out too. So, but then my boy Sean, he was telling me like, nah, the scout said he got you at 4.2 or whatever. So then I was like, all right, I don't really know like what he got, but they were saying like he ended up saying like the scout had me at 4.2, so like that kind of like calmed me down because I really was hot about that because I wanted to run 4.2. So after that they called us all up. So they kept me and Red, who played for the Falcons now, and they sent 21 other people home. So I'm like damn, like they ain't even give them boys a chance to do anything. And like that got around and like people was really pissed about that and stuff. So I think all them scouts that was there, they all ended up getting fired from their teams or whatever because of the way they handled the whole situation with that. But they ended up giving me my 4.2 though, so I was happy about that for sure.
Yeah, I remember that. Boy, I had called you. I'm like, dang. So after that, you get a call from the Buffalo Bills. How was that? And I know I was happy. I was happy as hell when I was like, my boy made it. Cause I'm just like I always talk about you, bro. Like I don't know nobody that ever done what you've done, bro. From
I know you
especially,
tell me that all the time for sure.
bro. You know where we went, bro. Like, so I'm just like, man, I was emotional because I'm looking like, man, I still got the picture of you in a team picture saved in my phone. Like, for real, bro. So tell me about that. You get a call from the Buffalo Bills, man. Like, how was that? Like, what was your emotions and just how did it feel?
And so really like I wasn't getting no interest like from that point. The draft and already happened. I was expecting like at least get a call like at least late round or whatever, like 7 round, late round. Cause just because I ran 4.2, because they always be like you can't coach speed, you can't coach speed. But that didn't end up happening. Like after that, like it messed me up a little bit. Like what's really going on type thing. I was at workouts and uh, my receiver coach called me because he the one that actually got me the opportunity with the Buffalo Bills. So he called me or whatever, but I didn't see the call because I'm like I said, I'm at workouts. So something just told me to go check my phone. I checked my phone. I got a call from our coach. He did call me twice. Then my agent had called me too. So I guess they told him or whatever. And then so I ended up calling back. Like he was like, "Man, what you doing? Like you supposed to stay by your phone. Like you supposed to keep it on you." I'm like, "I'm at workouts right now." Like I'm like, "What's up, coach?" And he told me like, "Yeah, Mr. Boyd from the Bills, the player personnel director, about to call you and invite you to rookie minicamp." So like that changed my whole mood right there. Like that took me like from being down, like it brought me up real quick. I was like, okay, cool. Like somebody give me an opportunity to come up and show what I could do and stuff like that. And then so like the whole thing with that got there. One of my teammates was actually at the rookie mini camp with me too. Maurice Porter. He was an O line. I played with him in Navarro, but he
Mm-hmm.
was on UDFA, so he was undrafted. He was an undrafted free agent. I was just basically a trial player, so he was more in there than I was. So, but it was still cool, like being up there with somebody I knew or whatever. And then I was in the receiver room. Coach Terry Biscuit was a receiver coach, so he's a legendary coach in the league and stuff. Um, who was that in the receiver room? Malachi Dupree from the Packers was in there. I think that was when he was coming off his neck injury, so they were just seeing like if he still can move around. Austin Prohl was in there. Ray McLeod.
Ray McCloud was there with you?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's love. He's still playing right now. He with Atlanta.
Yeah, he with Atlanta right now too.
Oh yeah, he
Yeah,
was
so
missing
yeah, that
yards.
was
Okay.
that was a cool experience. Unfortunately, I didn't end up making it after the trial, whatever. Got sent home, but I ain't gonna lie, that kind of crushed me too. So I'm like, damn, like what I got to get better at. But the player personnel director, he takes my coach. My coach told me what he said, and my coach basically told me he always got a saying. It's the well, you know the saying. It's the marathon, not a sprint. So
Right.
then he got his own brand called Faith in Your Testimony. So he told me to just stay down, keep grinding, and at the end of the day, faith in your testimony at the end of the day.
That's real. So after that, you go overseas.
Mm-hmm.
I remember them days you talk to you. So how was that, man? Like first, like you going to a different country. How was that? Like what team did you end up playing for? And just how was that experience? Like I know where you wanted to be, but you had to go out there. So just talk about that. Let the people know. Like it's way different than what people think.
So I ended up playing with the Berlin Rebels. How I got on the Berlin Rebels, my receiver coach from JUCO ended up calling me, asking me was I still playing whatever, and then I was like, yeah. He told me because he played in NFL of Europe, so he was like, yeah, I got one of the boys I played with. He a coach out there in the GFL, in they Division 1 league or whatever like that. So I was like, all right, cool. So I'm rushing to get my pass, whatever. I talked to the coaches, talked to the president, talked to my sponsor. So that was another thing. I had a sponsor out there, so it kind of helped like with because I wasn't making that much money. I was making like $750 a month, but I knew that at the end of the day the goal was to go out there and get film or whatever.
Right.
So I know the first day I got there, when they called me at 4 in the morning, our time here in Texas, because it's 7 hour time difference. So they called me at 4 in the morning. I was at school with my girl, so then I came back from PV and then went to my mama's house, packed my clothes, and was on a flight at 9 that morning. And
Dang. So
so
it was a 5 hour turnaround.
man, so then the flight, my first flight, it went from Houston to Atlanta, and then Atlanta to Frankfurt. From Atlanta to Frankfurt, that was 8 hours straight. But the international plane, cool though. They got all the free movies on there, and they feed you 3 times, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So that was good with that. And then so like first day I got there, met my sponsor. He was showing me everything. He took me to he got a football shop, so he took me to the football shop. He got me my first German food. It was called a doner or whatever. Like it's like a sandwich stuff with like the shawarma stuff. Like they be chopping off
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah.
it's basically that, but that still good as hell though, for sure. And then like that was my first day there. And then so like we ended up going to meet the rest of the team after we ate or whatever. And then I didn't practice the day I got there. And we only practiced 2 days a week. And then I still ended up playing in the game that Saturday. So
So
they
was it?
told me, they was like, yeah, we gonna put you on just special teams. I'm like, all right, cool. I can return kicks all day. And then they're like, all right, we need you to go in receiver right now. All right, cool. They just tell me what I got. I don't know the playbook yet, but I mean, we end up playing the Kiel Hurricanes. They quarterback actually played at Alcorn Footman, so I like was familiar playing against him. So it was good seeing another SWAC player over there as well too. Well, we ended up losing that game, but then we came back the next week. We played Brunswick. They called the New York Lions. So that's like over there they got $2 million teams, which is Frankfurt Galaxy and the New York Lions. So we ended up playing the New York Lions. They the number one team in Europe. They ain't lost at home. We playing them at home in Brunswick. They ain't lost at home in like 12 years.
Mm.
So we go out there, first play of the game, they call the big post for me. All right, cool, shit, we about to pop it off quick then. And then they cornerback at the time, he was the best cornerback in Europe. His name was Tissy. He was like 6'4" cornerback. He didn't know I was that fast. He ain't never seen no film on me. So I snuck up on him, ran by him, and shit, the rest was history after that. And we ended up getting
Touchdown.
their first loss in 12 years at home.
Dang, that's what's up. So yeah, dang. So was there any other Americans on the team with you?
Yeah, my boy T. Rob, he was a quarterback. My boy Rory, he played at Ole Miss with Patrick Willis, and he also
Mm.
played with the Giants and the Packers. My boy Jamal, he's actually a coach in the ELF right now, the European Football League. Who else? Shane, he played at U of H with my boy Bino, so we kind of had a connection right there with each other just because he knew Bino and they real close or whatever. And think that was it. But with all the Americans, I want to say I'm not. I really can't remember that far back right now.
No. How many games did y'all play? And then like, how did you do that season?
So I got there in the middle of the season. So
Mm.
like they started in April. I didn't come until June. So
Oh
like they
wow.
had like it was weird. Like they had a lot of breaks in between too. So like I know like I played 3 games in June. I scored. No, I played 2 games in June. So we played Brunswick. I scored on the first play of the game, and we came back and played the Cologne Crocodiles. I scored on the first play of the game that game too. And then we had like a whole month off after that. So I was like, man, that's some weird. I ain't never seen no season like that or whatever. But end up coming back. We played Cologne the first game back in Cologne. That was like 8 hours from Berlin where I was. So that was my first away game. So well, no, not my first away, my second away game. But we had to go on the bus this time, and then like being on the autobahn and all that stuff too. Like I ain't know like you can just drive as fast as you want on it in certain areas, but that was cool getting to experience that as well. In the season, it was just like that game we came back. Sorry if I'm rambling or whatever, but
Good.
the game we came back, we played Cologne. I had 4 catches for 175 and 2 touchdowns that game. And I scored on the post and I scored on the bubble screen. That was like 93 yards. But my cousin, he seen the screen that I scored on. And he was like, man, he was like his longest touchdown. He was playing it. They was playing in the Independence Bowl Stadium in Shreveport, Louisiana against Jackson State. He had a slant. He took 97 yards in the house. So it was like, you still ain't got a longer touchdown play than me. So I got to end up getting him on that.
Facts. Oh man, so overall experience, obviously it's not where you want to be. So I know your next move, you came home after the season, and I know the spring league came up.
Mm-hmm.
So what was your options be like? Were you thinking about going back overseas, or was that even a thought? But I know when the spring league came up, like how did that come about? And I'm gonna tell you a story. Like I knew, but I didn't know, and I'm gonna tell you
Mm-hmm.
a story how I found out you was in the spring league.
But yeah, I played in Germany in 2018, and the spring league didn't happen until 2021. So basically, I was just going to like all the CFL tries, just trying to see if I can get on the CFL or whatever. So I'm going to the camps. First camp I went to was the Rough Riders. I ended up getting invited back to the next camp, but the coach he ended up leaving Saskatchewan with Coach Jones at the time and going to the Cleveland Browns or whatever. So that took that away. So then I went to the trial with Edmonton. Did good at day camp. Got invited to their rookie mini camp that was supposed to be held in Florida. But I had also went to the Montreal Alouettes trial. But the GM that was for Montreal at the time, Cavis Reed, ended up putting me on the negotiation list. So I couldn't even go to the rookie mini camp in Florida. So that kind of messed me up as well too. And then like beginning of the camp, he dropped me from the neg list. So like you had me on the neg list for 2 months. I could have went somewhere else, and now I'm just sitting here just being a free agent because you want to drop me like soon as camp start. Like that shit wasn't cool at all. But it's the game. That's how the game is or whatever. So I just had to take that on the chin, just keep moving. Fast forward in like first in 2019, it was like November. I went to no, it was October because it was around PV homecoming time. I didn't go to homecoming days. I had to go to a trial with the BC Lions, so I ended up going to their trial. I put on a little weight. I was like 175 when I got there. Ended up running 4.3 flat. Ran my routes good. Caught everything that came my way, and then I ended up getting signed to BC after that. But then 2020 COVID happened, unfortunately.
Cancel
So
the
like
season.
we in the meetings, we talking about stuff, or they telling us everything that's going on and stuff like that. And like just seeing like some of the people that's in the meeting, like Chris Rainey Jr. In the meetings and all that stuff. So Lucky Whitehead. So it was like kind of cool, like being in the same meeting room with all of them, with them high profile athletes as well and stuff. But I ended up getting released from the team during Christmas that year. So like Christmas, they ended up calling me saying they was gonna release me or whatever, even though I didn't get a chance to go up there and show anything just because of COVID. And then my agent called me and said there's a trial for the spring league. So the trial for the spring, I think, was like February of 2021, and ended up going to that. And then Mr. Peterson, that was at my pro day, that was doing the 40s or whatever, was telling us about that I rolled out my start from the 40. He was one of the scouts at the tryout, and I talked to him after the tryout. But he didn't even remember me from PV or whatever. But like we didn't get to run routes, we didn't have no quarterback at pro day at PV either. So like he actually seen me get to run routes and move around, like it opened up his eyes, and like so I didn't hear nothing back for like 2-3 weeks from the spring league. And like I'm just checking my email at home, and then I see the email from Coach Gilbride, Kevin Gilbride, and he was like, "Yeah, I picked you in the draft that we had for the spring league, whatever. I was gonna be on the Johnson." Like, all right, cool. But then like so the spring league, that one you had to pay to in order to even play in it. So I paid the money or whatever, went in there, did what I had to do. At first, like I was contemplating quitting or giving up or whatever, but my boy Malcolm, he played for the Generals. It was just like it was some crazy thing. Like the bus was late that day. The bus was late for us to go to practice, and we left. We was on the buses at the same time to go to practice that day. He's seen me. He came one day. He was talking to me or whatever. He was like, bro, just don't give up, bro. God got a plan for you and all that stuff. And then like crazy thing, we ended up playing on the same team together with the Marlins too. So like Coach Hoyt made us come up there and talk or whatever. And like I told him, like I appreciate him for from that day on. And he every time I tell him that, he was like, that wasn't him, it was God speaking through him to me. So I was like, bro, I appreciate you that appreciate you for telling me like don't give up, just keep going, bro. Like because
No,
like
that's
it's
a
been multiple times like I felt like giving up, but it's
yeah,
like it just got to keep going. You just got to stick it out, and it always work out every time.
yeah.
But
That's
then
a
like going,
message.
yeah, big facts.
That's it right there.
But then like going with the Johnsons, like he had me playing in the slide at first. So Coach Gilbride was the coach with the Giants stuff when they won the Super Bowls. I was a coordinator or whatever. So we running 8 plays that they had and all that. So he got this one route in the slot called a streak read. Like it's like 5 different routes and one that you can pick, but it's just based off the coverage or whatever. So me, I like running by people on the go route all the time. So I see the safety sitting at 10 yards. I'm thinking shit, just go every time.
Oh,
So but I was like, yeah, I couldn't. That's what opened up my eyes. Like, yeah, okay, like I really got to be detailed. I really got to understand and know everything that's going on now, because like it's different. It's different, like coming in like this type of system and all that stuff too. So, but once he moved me to outside though, like that's when like everything just really started clicking. Like I was more free. I was able to read the field better and all that stuff. And
yeah,
then that's when Louise just started dropping down. So and it just took off after that.
yeah. So let me tell you, I was working at Lifetime Fitness, and I'm over
Mhm.
here sweeping. I'm sleeping. They got TVs in there. I'm looking. Like, Josh posted that he played. I'm looking. It was like number like I'm like, that's Josh. All I see is touchdown. I'm in there. I'm like, I put my phone out. I'm like, that's my bro. I'm like, that's crazy. Like it's crazy just to see you like in that like playing professional on TV. Like I didn't
Mhm.
know all like the ins and outs of spring league, but for me as you look at you as my little brother. So I'm like,
So
damn,
good.
my little bro on there he going crazy. I'm like, he took off. I'm like, oh yep. I know how you run too. So I was just like, man. I know you be taking them little short steps when you hitting them routes. I was like, oh man, look at this dude. And I literally sat there and watched the whole game. They were like calling me on the radio. I'm like, yeah, I'm in the bathroom. I'm in the bathroom. I was hoping they didn't see me. So yeah, that was cool, bro. That was real tight, just dope to see you in that too, though. Bring me. Did you end up playing against what's dude that rock with Odell, man? What's his name? Bruce. What's the dude that made the Dreamathon?
Oh yeah, I know you talking about it. Was he in the spring league? I don't think he was in the spring league with us at that time.
I think he tried out. He didn't make it.
Oh, okay. I really don't remember right
You know what
now.
I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know who you talking about for
Yeah,
sure.
I forget buddy name, but yeah, I seen him post something. I'm looking like, yeah. So all right, so was there any dogs in this, that you play with in the spring league,
Oh
or
yeah,
you?
our whole team was dogs. So my boy JJ, he played at Mizzou. My boy Ed, he played at North Carolina. Of course, we had Louise. He the Harlan Hill winner in Division II football. That's like the Heisman or whatever.
Hmm.
Uh, our whole O line was good. T. John, Mama, and all them boys. Our running backs, we had some damn good running backs. Jonathan Hillman, Cam Scarlett. Who else was that running back?
Wasn't
I
Johnny
can't remember.
Manziel in there in the spring league?
That was the old spring. Like so, they didn't even get to play on TV, or whatever. They basically just got film and all that. They didn't even get to
Oh,
play on
okay.
TV in front of nobody. And then like our defense was a dog. Like everywhere, every team that I've been on, my defense has always been full of dogs, bro. Like defense always been cold as hell for sure. Because like one of the D linemen, Dominique, he was with the Bengals because he ended up going to the spring league happened 2022. I mean the USFL happened in 2022. That was an inaugural season. So a lot of them that I played on the team with in the spring league ended up getting picked up in the USFL or whatever. So yeah, a lot of them boys are dog. I started middle linebacker. He like shit. The leading tackler for the Edmonton Elks right now, Niles Morgan. He's straight dog. Like come down
Yeah,
here, dropping coverage, all that as well too. So
Yeah. So then, okay. So after the spring league, you transitioned to the USFL. So,
Mm-hmm.
and I know on that team you had some dogs on your team,
Oh, for
man. Yeah,
sure.
so obviously, I watched every game on Peacock. It was crazy, man. Like that's like another thing, just seeing you on there, like
Mm-hmm.
was wild, bro. Like, so tell me about that. And I know you won like some postseason awards. We get into that, but just tell me about that. Like, tell me, like, I know you got to fight. Everywhere
Oh
you go,
yeah,
you had to fight. So just
big facts.
talk about it. Let's talk about it. Tell me how it was when you first got there.
So basically, like I'm the only HBC. Well, no, I wasn't the only HBCU guy on the team. I take that back. My boy Big Tree, he went to South Carolina State, and then our long snapper, when we first got there, he went to Alabama State. So, but he was a white boy though. But not to say anything like that or anything, but but like it was an easy transition, honestly, because like I said, I played my boy Malcolm. He was up there. He was already on the team from the first year in the USFL, and then like he already had his roommate, so they just brought me into the house with them. My boy Madre and Nas. So didn't actually get on the team with the Maulers. Mr. Peterson got me on the team with the Maulers. Like I got his number from Louise and my boy Tyler. Tyler played with me in the spring league with the Jousers, but he was also on the Gamblers. And they both sent Mr. Peterson number. I sent them my film out, everything I had put together, my whole portfolio. And then he called me back. He remembered me from the spring league tried. And then he was like, "All right, give me some time. I just got back home." And like a week later, he called me. I was like, "All right, the Pittsburgh Maulers want to sign you or whatever." Shit, all right, cool. Like at this time, I'm working at the at Addicts Middle School, so I was in TA and BSC. So I'm like in the middle. I had to take one of the kids to the nurse. He called me. It was like, "Yeah, the Marlins want to sign you." Like, with the nurse talking to me about the kid, and I'm talking to him on the phone and stuff. So really, like, I know I got to pay attention right here, but I'm trying to handle this too. So, I ended up signing my contract once I got home or whatever. And then the coach ended up, Coach Kirby, he was the coach at the time. He ended up calling me while I was at work, but that was after we got back in the classroom. So I was able to like talk to him or whatever. I had a little more time on my hands, but and then finding out Coach Kirby ended up resigning, and then they brought in Coach Ray Horton, which is Coach Jaren's dad. So just being on that whole team, like he treated us like men every day. Like he didn't come in there, he ain't belittle us. Like he always held us to a certain standard, and everybody really stood on business and took everything serious because we was the laughing stock of the league in 2022. They came back, and now we number one on our side of the division, whatever, and all that, and then get to the championship stuff like that too. So like we really had to fight. Like even in camp, like the we was in camp with the generals. Did they no, they lost to the Stars in the playoff game, but like they were supposed to go back to the playoffs. They were supposed to really go to the championship. They was predicted to go to the championship, but like they really was like on like trying to bully us type stuff when we first got to the hotel and stuff, we checking in
Right.
and all that. They're trying to little boys like, "Nigga, we ain't going for none of that this year. Like it's a whole different team. It's a whole different aura going around." So like everybody just came in, bought into what Coach Horton was saying, and it just went from there. Honestly.
Yeah, you had a few plays that that stood out this season. Talk about that play when I think you like put your feet out of bounds on the
Oh
for
yeah.
the kick
So
return. I've
yeah.
never seen nothing like that. Like I was watching it, and bro, like the ball was right there. You just stuck your feet out of bounds and touched the ball. I'm
Mhm.
like, what? But then like the announcers was like, oh, that's a good job by Simmons. I'm looking like, what did he do? Like, so talk about that. That was crazy.
Now, so like I know like so going into that game, we knew like Howard Lowry was struggling kicking the ball or whatever. Like that was a good thing. Coach Howard pointed out he was struggling kicking because USFL ball is different from like CFL and NFL ball, obviously. So
Mhm.
like he was struggling kicking it. So uh, we knew they wasn't gonna kick it to me since I ran the kickback already. And then he just kicked it, and I just kind of like the way the ball was rolling, I just like let it did what it was doing. Like I knew it was about to roll to the sideline, and then like me putting my feet out of bounds. Like I've been trying to get one of them since college. So our college coach is told us about that rule. And like everywhere I go, I always ask special team coach. Like if I put my feet out of bounds on kickoff, it's too close to the sideline, or we going to the 40-yard line or whatever. And I asked it in Germany. They said they didn't do that in Germany or whatever. And then I was gonna ask you in the meeting at the with the Maulers, but then Coach Hall just ended up just saying it out of nowhere. So I was like, all right, cool. So the opportunity presented itself, and I just took the drill to the field and did what I was supposed to
Yeah, I've never seen nothing like that.
do.
So week 7, you got player of the week.
hmm
How did that feel? I remember you got a football, right?
Now we got a
The beer.
yeah, we got the beer. That's what it was. The
Yeah,
Miller High Life.
that
So
was dope.
that was cool. Like I seen like everybody getting that. I was from the first season and all that, and then I seen them all getting that during like the season during that current season. So I like, yeah, nah, I got it. I'm leaving here. I'm leaving here one of these weeks. Like somebody
With
coming
something.
off that for sure. So shit, that game like it was a night game, and honestly, I really hate night games, but it always turned out to be one of my best games when we playing at night. So like it just the whole day preparing for that game, like I just felt like yeah, like nigga, I'm about to turn it up tonight. Like something about to happen
Facts.
tonight. Like
I'm about to have
they
it.
gonna see me tonight for sure.
That's what's up. So, you said you guys were the laughing stock. So at the end of the season, y'all end up making it all the way to the championship, right?
hmm
And y'all end up taking the L.
Yeah, we end up losing to Birmingham.
Birmingham. So just talk about that. Like talk about the anticipation. Like what's the feelings? Obviously, I'm assuming that's gonna be like your first, championship you win, professionally. You
hmm
know, you did win a championship, Saint Scholastica, conference championship. You know what I'm saying? You did do that. But just talk about that. Like just tell me about like the anticipation of the week, like how you guys were feeling, and then like what was your emotions going in to that game?
Really? So honestly, that was my second spring league championship because we made it to the championship in the spring league with the Johnsons. So we made it to the Mega Bowl, and we did our interview, and one of the reporters asked me that question too. That was like, "How do you feel about the thing?" I just kept it short and simple because I really didn't know what I could and couldn't say. But leading up to it, it was different from the Mega Bowl championship because it was like a whole we taking team pictures and stuff,
Right.
having like all these pregame interviews and all that stuff. So that was different. I was glad I got to sit up there and the interview with Heaney, Matt, and Chris Blewett. So yeah, there was some good guys right there, and that was it was a good experience. Like I never got to experience anything like that, and then we got to tour the Hall of Fame stadium because obviously we played in Canton.
Okay.
So we got to tour like the actual Hall of Fame, go inside there, whatever. And then my uncle is in the Black College Football Hall of Fame, so I got to go in there and see that too. So I got to see his plaque on the wall. And then Michael Irvin was the speaker at our dinner.
Oh,
So
nice.
like, yeah, he was up there. He was real animated. Like the way he is on TV, that's how he is
He
for
was
real. In
turned
real
up,
life.
wasn't he? Do you remember anything that he said to you?
I mean, honestly, that was kind of wild. It was a little minute ago, so no, not really. But I know,
Nah,
like one thing he said was like always come to work, and then he always because our coach played with him on the Cowboys as well too, Coach Horton.
yep.
So he was like, we competed every day. He was like, he just blurted out in the middle of his speech, like, yeah, Ray know what we did in practice every day. Coach Horton slammed the table, got him start laughing, and it was like, cause Coach Horton, like a lot of people take him as arrogant, but like he really like one of the coolest down to earth people you can know, honestly. But he gonna talk that shit though.
Yeah, name some of the players you played with on that team. I know you had that linebacker from Alabama. What's his name?
Ruben, yeah, Ruben Foster.
Reuben
Oh,
Foster. Yeah.
really,
Former number one draft
all
pick.
three of our linebackers are dog. Ruben, Tez, Cahava Tino, he played at San Diego State, and then my boy Dale too. So all of them really, really was dog. They all can come downhill and hit. Obviously they all can drop in the coverage and play different coverages and stuff. And I think Tez was he had the second most tackles out the whole league too. So that whole defense really was dog. And then our secondary was dog. So it was good going against them every day in practice because they made it easy for the game.
So after the USFL, a merger ended up coming up. So
Mm-hmm.
talk about that process. I know it was a lot of interest being shown your way. Talk about that, and then talk about what was your next steps after that.
So like I was getting interest from like CFL teams. I was supposed to sign Winnipeg that like right after the merger happened, but Calgary ended up putting me on the neg list and didn't even tell us like the Winnipeg was getting ready to send the contract over. I'm talking to my agent, and then Calgary ended up putting me on the leg list. He said they didn't even notify him or anything like that either. So, but we know I knew that it already could happen just from experience and everything too. So then talking to the UFL teams, he's showing me like what GM's saying, like, oh yeah, Simmons should get picked up. All USFL is kick returner, obviously. But then a
Right.
lot of GMs just saying, oh, he basically he just a kick returner. That's all he can do is return kicks. But then when I played in the spring league and I didn't return kicks and I just played receiver, they was just like, oh, he can't return kicks or anything like that. So now that I proved that I can return kicks and play receiver, because I started at X. So I'm like, you gotta be a dog, you're gonna start at X. So
Right.
and they're just basically just saying like, "Oh, he's just a returner," and stuff like that. I'm like, shit, I still can make plays happen, or just bring me in the camp. You don't believe I can play receiver, but nobody ended up bringing me in the camp. So just another L I had to take. Just keep it moving. Just had to keep continue what I was doing. And just grinding every day, doing everything I usually do, not changing the routine, just keeping it the same way.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask you. Like, are you still on the grind? Like, is there any like you still on the grind? No
Oh
thoughts
yeah,
of
for
wavering?
sure,
You not okay?
for sure.
Okay. Still getting up, working out, all
Big
that.
facts. Like after work, go work out because I work at the gym that I train at. I work at the gym as well too. So
Okay.
shout out to Mo City Fitness, Mr. Tony, my boy Aaron. That's my he my trainer. He ran for Trinidad and Tobago in the Olympics.
Okay.
So he got a gold medal from the 2008 Beijing Olympics for the 4x1 stuff like that as well too. So a lot of my workouts really be track based workouts and everything like that. And a lot of coaches always say track don't transfer to the field, but track definitely transfers to the
Definitely.
field.
I'm a believer because I did it too. Like you know. No, that's good, man. So you still got aspirations to play. You got it, man. So I guess I got some like icebreaker questions just to, wrap up. So
Hmm.
who were the top 5 players you played with to this date?
Oh, it gotta be like what you mean, like my position or just like
No,
top five
it
all?
could be like just like the top 5 players like if they on my team, and this could be from middle school, elementary, high school, college, whatever, professional. What's your top 5 players you played with?
Oh, man, that's tough as hell. I ain't gonna even lie. uh, I say my brother Arthur #1 for sure.
It don't gotta be an order.
Nah, he #1 for sure, for this show.
Yeah, okay.
I ain't get to actually play in the game with him, but just like seeing him, like everything that he did. Jonte Aber, he the one that gave me my number at PV. He was #3, and he gave it to me after he left or whatever. So he #2. Man, I ain't gonna lie, that's tough right there. I didn't play with some dogs.
All right. The other question I want to ask, if you could compare like your prototypical receiver, like your comparison, like who do you mimic your game off, or who's the comparison between yourself and another professional athlete? That's somebody you looked up to.
Oh, transition receiver, my favorite receiver, Deshaun Jackson.
Yeah, I was gonna say if you don't know that, that's exactly who you are. Yeah, Deshaun Jackson for sure. Deshaun Jackson mixed with a little bit of Tyreek Hill because you stupid fast. All right, man. So, let's see. This last question I'm gonna ask. Well, it's not even a question. If you can, give out like some free game, for people that's watching, like just based on your journey, like as you reflect and look back, like what's one thing you could tell the people like about your journey and about life in general.
Basically about my journey, really like I said, life in general, just don't worry about what other people saying. Like, just go out there and you got your mindset on something. Just go out there and you put 100% effort into it every day. Just keep going and keep going, keep praying, keep God first for sure. That's the main part. Keep God first. Without Him, you can't do anything. So keep
Right,
God first. Keep grinding. Don't worry about what nobody say. Because if, like everybody always, like a lot of people say, if it was easy, everybody would do it.
right.
So like I know it's hard. Like shit, I'm still on the grind now. So like I'm trying to get back in there. So just keep going and keep praying. That's it.
No, I feel that. And, for me, I'm just gonna give you your flowers, bro. Like I always tell you, you're the only one I know that went from D3 to D1 to the league, man. Very proud of you. I mean, I really appreciate your grind. Like you never gave up on your dreams, and like you are somebody that you know, I can tell people like, hey, I know somebody that did it. I know somebody that didn't quit. You know, you remember I called my little cousin like,
Oh
hey,
man.
talk to him, bro. I'm telling you, like, if he can do it, you can do it. You know, I just want to give you your flowers, bro. Like, you doing it, bro. Very proud of you. Continue doing it. I still want a jersey, even though I got you
Oh
since
no, I got
Scholastica
you for
jersey.
sure once I get some
I,
more, bro.
when you get some more, man, you know,
I
I
got
need one for the man cave,
you.
man. But all right, man. Thanks for joining the Huddle with Rome. I appreciate it, bro. We're going to wrap it up. Peace.
That's the best. Appreciate you.